The $3,000 Louis Vuitton heel didn't just hit Amara's ribs, it shattered her reality. She crashed into the designer display stand, Christmas ornaments exploding around her like shrapnel. Her dress tore, her elbow split open against the metal edge. For a moment, the entire Gangnam luxury mall, the cathedral of wealth in Seoul, went silent. Amara looked up from the floor, blood trickling down her arm, at the man standing over her. Marcus, her ex-fiancé, the man who had stolen her life savings 3 years ago, the man who had left her homeless, pregnant and starving in a winter storm. He had sneered at her. "Stay down where you belong," he spat, "you worthless leech." He had no idea. He had no idea that the worthless leech he remembered was gone. He had no idea that the woman on the floor was wearing a diamond wedding ring hidden under her glove that cost more than his entire life's earnings. He had no idea that the black card in her purse had no limit. And most importantly, he had no idea about the man whose name was now legally attached to hers. Because right now, 5 miles away, a phone was ringing in a blacked-out motorcade, and Kong Min-Jun, the underground king of Seoul, the ruthless head of the Kong Syndicate, was about to answer it. In exactly 8 minutes, Min-Jun is going to walk through those mall doors, and Marcus Wellington isn't just going to lose his reputation, he is going to lose his job, his money, his fiancé, and his will to live, because he just kicked the wrong woman. This is the story of how a broken girl became a mafia queen and how the man who broke her found out that karma has a Korean husband. Let's rewind. 7 hours before the kick. Amara stood in the center of a walk-in closet that was larger than her first apartment in Chicago. It was filled with rows of designer gowns, shelves of shoes, and cases of jewelry. But Amara was looking for something simple, a black dress, understated. She still felt the ghost of poverty sometimes, the fear that if she wore something too bright, too expensive, the universe would notice and take it away. "You're doing it again," a deep voice rumbled from the doorway. Amara turned. Min-Jun. He was leaning against the doorframe, already dressed in a charcoal three-piece suit. He looked like a sin you would happily commit. Dark hair swept back, eyes sharp and intelligent, a jawline that could cut glass. "Doing what?" Amara asked, clipping on simple pearl earrings. "Hiding." Min-Min walked over to her. He moved like a predator, silent, fluid. He wrapped his arms around her waist, pulling her back against his chest. "You are choosing the cheapest thing in the closet. You are married to the wealthiest man in the Seoul underworld. Why do you dress like a librarian on a budget?" Amara laughed, leaning into him. "I like simple things, and I'm not hiding. I'm just going to the mall." "The mall?" Min-Jun stiffened, his arms tightened around her. "Why? I can have the store brought to you." "Because it's Christmas, Min-Jun. I want to see the lights. I want to hear the music. I want to buy you a present that you didn't pick out yourself." Min-Jun sighed, burying his face in her neck. He inhaled her scent, vanilla and jasmine. "I worry. You know my enemies. You know the risks." "I'll take security," I promised. "I'll take Jin-Woo and Tae-Yang. They won't let anyone get within 10 feet of me." Min-Jun turned her around. He cupped her face. His thumbs traced her cheekbones. "Take 4 guards," he negotiated. "2," Amara countered. "4 draws too much attention." "3," Min-Jun said, "and Tae-Yang drives the armored SUV." "Deal," Amara smiled. She kissed him. It was supposed to be a peck, but Min-Jun deepened it instantly, possessive and hungry. When he pulled back, he looked at her with an intensity that always made her knees weak. "Be home by 7," he said. "I have a surprise for dinner." "Where?" "The Namsan Tower, private floor. Wear the red dress, the one with the slit." Amara blushed. "You're insatiable." "Only for you," he whispered. He left for his meeting, a sit-down with the Busan faction leaders who were getting rowdy. Amara watched him go. She touched her lips. She had no idea that by dinner time, her red dress would be stained with blood, and Min-Jun would be staining his hands with vengeance. The Gangnam luxury mall was a palace of consumerism. Marble floors, gold railings, a Christmas tree that reached the third floor covered in Swarovski crystals. Amara walked through the crowds, enjoying the anonymity. Jean Woo and Taeyang trailed her, dressed in black suits, scanning the crowd like Terminators. She bought a watch for Min-Jun, a vintage Patek Philippe. She bought a scarf for Min-Jun's mother, who still hated her, but Amara was trying. She was happy. For the first time in years, the holidays didn't feel cold. She walked out of the boutique, bags in hand, and then she saw him. He was standing by the Louis Vuitton display. Marcus. He looked exactly the same as he did 3 years ago in Chicago. Handsome in a superficial way, blonde hair perfectly styled, wearing a coat that cost too much. He was laughing. His arm was linked with a woman, a Korean woman, dripping in Chanel, looking at him with adoration. Amara froze. The mall sounds faded into a buzzing white noise. The memories hit her like a physical punch. The empty bank account, the eviction notice taped to the door, the nights sleeping in her Honda Civic, covering her pregnant belly with coats because the heater was broken. The blood, the hospital charity ward, the tiny, silent ultrasound screen. "Ma'am?" Taeyang stepped closer, sensing her distress. "Is everything all right?" Amara couldn't speak. She should turn around. She should leave. But her feet were glued to the floor. Marcus looked up. His eyes scanned the crowd. They landed on her. He paused. He squinted. Then recognition. And then a sneer. He said something to the woman on his arm. Then he started walking toward Amara. Amara's heart hammered against her ribs. "Run," her brain screamed. "You are safe now. You are Amara Kong. You are a queen." But trauma doesn't care about your bank account. In that moment, she was just Amara the victim again. "Well, well," Marcus drawled, stopping 3 feet away. "If it isn't the leech." Amara swallowed. "Marcus. I didn't think you'd make it this far." Marcus looked her up and down. "I assumed you'd be in a shelter somewhere, or dead." "I survived," Amara whispered. "No thanks to you." "Still playing the victim?" Marcus laughed. "You were always so dramatic. Oh, Marcus, I'm hungry. Oh, Marcus, the baby. You were dragging me down, Amara. I had to cut the dead weight." "Dead weight?" Amara's voice shook. "I was carrying your child. I lost him because of you, because I starved." "Don't put that on me," Marcus snapped. "You probably got rid of it to try and guilt-trip me. It didn't work then, and it won't work now." The woman beside him giggled. "Is this the stalker you told me about, Opa?" "Stalker?" Amara gasped. "Yes," Marcus lied smoothly. "She followed me here. She's obsessed." He stepped closer, looming over her. "Listen to me, Amara. Go back to whatever gutter you crawled out of. You don't belong here. Look at you, trying to dress up. You're trash." Jean Woo stepped in. "Sir, back away." "Hired muscle. Who are you sleeping with to afford that?" He shoved Jean Woo. It was a mistake, but Jean Woo was disciplined. He didn't strike back immediately, he just blocked. But in the scuffle, Marcus stumbled. He lashed out in anger. He kicked out. His expensive leather shoe connected with Amara's ribs. She fell. Hard. She crashed into the display. Metal sliced her arm. She lay on the floor, gasping for air, looking up at the man who had destroyed her life twice. "Stay down," Marcus snarled. Her phone rang. Husband was the caller ID. Min-Jun was in a meeting when the call came from Taeyang. "Boss, code red. The mall. Is she hurt?" "Assaulted. Ex-boyfriend. She is bleeding." Min-Jun didn't say a word. He stood up. The Busan faction leaders looked confused. "Mr. Kong, we aren't finished." "We are," Min-Jun said. "If you want to live, you will leave my city today." He walked out. "Get the cars," he ordered into his earpiece. "All of them." The drive to the mall took 8 minutes. Min-Jun spent those 8 minutes in a silence so terrifying his driver was shaking. He watched the security footage on his tablet. Taeyang had sent it. He saw Marcus kick Amara. He saw her fall. Min-Jun touched the screen, tracing Amara's face. "He is a dead man," Min-Jun whispered. When the motorcade arrived, they didn't park. They blocked the entrance. 12 men in black suits poured out. Min-Jun walked in front. Shoppers parted like the Red Sea. The air in the mall changed. The temperature dropped. They found Amara in the security office. An EMT was bandaging her arm. Min-Jun walked in. He ignored everyone. He went straight to her. He fell to his knees beside her chair. "Amara." She looked up. Her eyes were red. "I'm okay. It's just a scratch." "Who?" Min-Jun asked. He didn't shout. His voice was a soft, jagged whisper. "Marcus." Min-Jun walked up. He turned to the security chief. "Where is he?" "Holding room B, sir. We called the police." "Cancel them," Min-Jun said. "I am the police today." He walked to holding room B. He opened the door. He locked it. Marcus was sitting there, looking annoyed. "Finally, I want to press charges against that woman for harassment." Min-Jun walked in. He closed the door. He locked it. Marcus looked up. He saw a man who looked like death in a suit. "Who are you?" Marcus asked. Min-Jun didn't answer. He walked over, grabbed Marcus by the lapels of his coat, and threw him across the room. Marcus hit the wall. Crack. He slid down, gasping. "My name is Kong Min-Jun. I am the husband of the woman you just kicked." Marcus's eyes went wide. "Husband? She's broke. She's nobody." Min-Jun walked over and stepped on Marcus's hand. He applied pressure until Marcus screamed. "She is the queen of Seoul," Min-Jun said calmly, "and you just touched royalty with dirty hands." Min-Jun didn't kill him. "Death is too quick," Min-Jun told Amara later that night as he bathed her in their oversized tub. "He needs to feel what you felt. Helplessness, poverty, despair." The dismantling of Marcus Wellington was a work of art. It started the next morning. 9 a.m. Marcus arrived at his father's investment firm. His key card didn't work. Security met him at the door with a box of his things. "You're fired, Mr. Wellington. Your father wants to see you." 10 a.m. Marcus stood in his father's office. His father threw a tablet on the desk. "You stole from her? You left a pregnant woman to starve?" "Dad, it's fake. We received the bank records, Marcus, and the medical reports. The Kong Syndicate sent them. Do you know who they are? They are threatening to burn down our Asia branches if I don't cut you loose." His father pointed to the door. "You are disowned. Get out." 12 p.m. Marcus's fiancée, Jessica, met him for lunch. She threw a ring at his face. "You're a monster," she said, "and you're broke. My father canceled the merger." She left him with the bill. His credit cards were declined. All of them. 3 p.m. Marcus tried to go home to his luxury apartment. The locks were changed. His landlord was waiting. "Eviction notice. Failure to pay. Also, we found illegal substances in your unit." "I don't do drugs." "The police tip said otherwise," the landlord shrugged. 6 p.m. Marcus sat on a park bench. It was snowing. He had no coat. He had left it in the office. He had no money. He had no phone service. Cut off. He was cold. He was hungry. A black car pulled up. The window rolled down. Min-Jun sat inside. Amara was next to him, looking warm and beautiful. Marcus ran to the car. "Please, please, I'm sorry. Help me." Min-Jun looked at him. "Does it feel familiar, Marcus? The cold, the hunger, the fear?" "I'm sorry," Marcus sobbed. "Apology accepted," Amara said softly. She reached out and handed him something. It was a sandwich, a cheap gas station sandwich. "For the baby," she said. The window rolled up, the car drove away. Marcus was left alone in the snow, exactly where he had left her 3 years ago. Amara didn't just watch Marcus fall. She rose. With the settlement money Min-Jun forced Marcus's father to pay, a nuisance fee of $5 million, Amara started a foundation, the Phoenix House, a shelter for women abandoned by their partners. She bought the building in Gangnam. She hired the best lawyers, doctors, and therapists. On opening day, Min-Jun stood beside her, cutting the ribbon. "You did this," he whispered to her. "We did this," she corrected. Later that night, they lay in bed. Amara traced the tattoo on Min-Jun's chest. "Do you think he's okay?" she asked. "Who?" "Marcus." Min-Jun paused. "He is working as a dishwasher in a noodle shop in Incheon. He lives in a one-room goshiwon. He is alive. That is more mercy than he gave you." Amara nodded. She rested her head on his heart. "I love you, Min-Jun. I love you, my queen." Christmas again. The mall was busy. Amara walked past the spot where she had fallen. She stopped. She didn't feel fear anymore. She felt power. She was holding a baby, their baby, a little boy named Leo. Min-Jun walked beside her carrying the diaper bag, which looked ridiculous with his suit, but he insisted. "You okay?" he asked. "I'm perfect," she smiled. They walked out into the snow, a family rebuilt from the ashes, stronger than steel. And somewhere, far away, a dishwasher looked up at the moon and regretted the day he ever kicked a queen.